Good evening, folks. This is Deb. So, before we get into this whole Caitlyn Clark effect thing that I've been talking about, finally getting to, I want to mention a couple of things about last night's game. Number one, Kelsey Mitchell broke the franchise's single season scoring record when she scored her 772nd point um, this season. So, this is what great players do when they have to step up. Okay, there's been a lot of injuries, particularly to the guard contingent, and particularly to a guard contingent whose number one playmaker is out of action and has been out of action for the majority of the season in Caitlyn Clark. The second thing is Aaliyah Boston got her 1,000th rebound last night, and she is the fastest franchise player to ever achieve 1,000 rebounds. So for all of those naysayers out there who are calling Aaliyah Boston soft or a fraud or whatever they want to call her, everybody needs to get a grip and understand something here, okay? Just like with the Indiana Fever as a team, perhaps they would have cruised into the playoffs had they had a full team to play with most of the season and had they had their franchise player healthy for most of the season. But the fact that they're still in this and fighting for this is a testament to their grittiness and their fortitude and their resilience. Same thing with Aaliyah Boston, who has been playing out of position for a lot of the season because there's basically no guards that started the season that are still out there. And the number one guard on the team and in the league, the number one playmaking guard, the guard that's the other half of the deadliest pick and roll in the WNBA, has been missing. So Aaliyah Boston is also to be commended. Now, that's all done. We're going to talk about something. And that is the effect that Caitlyn Clark has had on the sport. And the whole term Caitlyn Clark effect was coined by the Aspen Institute. The Aspen Institute's Sports and Society program, okay? They have this thing called Project Play, where they track trends in sports. So Caitlyn Clark's rise in the world of basketball, both in college at Iowa and in the WNBA, resulted in the three most watched women's games of all time. All right. And according to Sports Media Watch, before 2024, no WNBA game had averaged more than 1 million viewers since 2008. The league also, went way over, literally destroyed its previous draft and all-star game viewership records with Clark entering the league. The Indiana Fever led the WNBA with an average of 17,000 fans, up from 4,067 the year before Clark was drafted by the Fever. The team also became the first in league history to draw more than 300,000 fans in a season. As we have seen, folks, Gainbridge Fieldhouse is still full. So the players that Clark has, the watchers that Clark has brought, the fans she has brought, have stuck around for the Fever, in spite of the fact that she has been injured most of this season. I think it's pretty safe to say that Caitlyn Clark has had a transformational effect on women's basketball in Indiana. Now, in the final regular season game of Clark's rookie year, which was against the Washington Mystics, the game broke the WNBA's attendance single game record with 20,711 fans. And Sports Business Journal reported that Clark's jersey was the top seller in the league, with the Fever reporting a 1,913% year-on-year increase in jersey sales. So in Iowa, Clark, the popularity of Caitlyn Clark and the notoriety of Caitlyn Clark has resulted in the demand for more youth basketball courts. And um, her foundation has been building sports courts in neighborhoods in Iowa. So she has had an effect on youth sports, and she is putting her money where her mouth is. We will put a link to the Clark Foundation, which actually she has had since before she came out of college. Okay, she started that foundation in 2023. So if you've read Christine Brennan's book, and if you haven't read Christine Brennan's book on her game, I would tell you that it's one of the best books I've ever read. And a lot of people talk about Caitlyn Clark in context with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. But actually, Christine Brennan's point is that she's more like Tiger Woods and what Tiger Woods did for golf than than being compared to Bird and Johnson. Okay. Basically, Tiger Woods brought a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of viewers, a whole bunch of fans who never paid attention to golf before in their lives. And these people that he brought to the sport have now become golf fans. Okay, they're not just Tiger Woods fans, they're now golf fans. They're regulars, they're, people who have stuck around for the sport beyond him. And I believe that's what you're seeing with Caitlyn Clark. Okay, she is bringing, I see it on the sports threads everywhere I go, and I see it on our own, our own comment thread. People saying that they never paid attention to women's basketball before Caitlyn Clark. There's literally millions of people like that out there. But Caitlyn Clark is also having an effect in young girls wanting to play basketball. Young girls now thinking about not just playing as kids in youth leagues, but aspiring to go to college and play college ball, and then maybe someday breaking into the WNBA. So let me just, I'm giving this a shot here, okay? I had some audio problems earlier. I do think I have fixed them, but hey, you never know. So I do want to show you a couple of things here. Hang on. Let's see if we can get this mother to work. So this is, as you will see, last night's game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where Caitlyn Clark's logo was introduced. This is Caitlyn Clark signing autographs. You can see the shirts that they put on the chairs before the game. It's like never ending. So, I mean, it's incredible. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. It doesn't matter what arena she's in. I mean, obviously this is Gainbridge Fieldhouse, so you expect this here, but this is happening all across the country. It was amazing just watching it in Boston. But there's another phenomenon going on here. and this is a report from a TV station about the effect that she's had on demand for girls-only leagues in Indiana.
Basketball leagues in Indiana are seeing higher participation rates since women's basketball star player Caitlyn Clark joined the Indiana Fever last year. Isabella Vesperini has more on how Clark has transformed the sport locally.
12-year-old Callie Schofield started playing basketball in kindergarten and plays in the Central Indiana Basketball Association. Seeing how much the sport has grown with Caitlyn Clark has motivated her to put more effort into the game.
She's inspired me to play up in the college level. Hopefully, I can break as many records as her, which probably can't, but just breaking anything at my school, hopefully, just being as good as a player and a teammate as she is.
Schofield has seen more girls her age playing and watching basketball.
Most people used to just keep walking past courts and not really pay attention just to their own game, but now everybody, if they see something big, they stick around. There's usually like thousands of people at a basketball tournament that don't play, but really are just spectators.
Over the last few years, more girls are playing in the Central Indiana Basketball Association. The league's director attributes that to how relatable Clark is.
You look at LeBron James and you're like, he plays somewhere. You look at Brittany Griner, you're like, she's definitely probably a WNBA player. But you look at Caitlyn Clark, she kind of looks like just your average person out here. And so I think it gives, young players, they look at her and like, hey, like I could go to the WNBA too.
Moss hopes to get more funding for his league and is working with some of the older girls to increase their exposure on social media. He wants to take advantage of Clark's time with the Fever to promote girls basketball.
I think it's a good time for us to be doing this, and I think it's going to do nothing but grow over the years as we continue to build it.
A recent report shows media coverage of women's sports has increased 275% in the last 5 years, and women's sports revenue has increased 300% in the last 3 years. When the Indiana girls basketball program first started in 2017, only 4 teams signed up to play. Last year, 44 teams registered to play.
The most important thing is that girls get to play with girls now. Like any girl who used to be interested in it they were going to camps with most of the boys. And so some of the feedback that I got this week was like, these little girls love it because they're around only other girls.
Morse says the increased attention has improved the quality of training. More people are dedicating time and court space to girls basketball.
So, again, you see constantly, commentary out there that the WNBA doesn't realize what it has in front of it. And to some degree, that's true. If you read Christine Brennan's book, you will find that she truly believes that they failed to prepare for the incoming storm known as Caitlyn Clark. And they failed to prepare the rest of the women in the WNBA for her arrival. And there was a lot of missed opportunity in welcoming her into basketball that they could have capitalized on without minimizing the greatness of other female players. Okay? She is as much their ticket to a better basketball life, better basketball pay, and better treatment of women in sports as she is. Okay? She's not out there just benefiting herself. She could have benefited the league so much more had they been ready for her entry into professional sports. But one other comment I want to make about Caitlyn Clark is that when she played youth basketball, she was playing with boys, okay? She not only played on co-ed teams in soccer, but also, in basketball, but also in soccer. She also was involved with piano, softball, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. And her parents have said that all of those activities have helped her mentally and physically. So she is honestly a phenomenon. And she has said herself that she truly believes her basketball court vision is due to her involvement in soccer and having to watch the whole field in order to play. And I think she's probably right about that. You know, overall, Caitlyn Clark has been a boon to women's sports. And if you just look at last year when she played in that LPGA tournament, okay, even golf got it faster than the WNBA did when they put her on the circuit for the Annika Sorenstam tournament. And as soon as they announced that she was participating, and believe me, she's not a professional golfer. She's not a bad golfer. She's a good golfer. She likes to golf in the off season. But she's not a pro golfer by any stretch of the imagination. It's not like she spent, a great deal of time honing her skills. But as soon as they put her name on that circuit, suddenly the tournament was being televised and ticket sales went through the roof for people who just wanted to go to see Caitlyn Clark. So they even the LPGA picked up on how valuable she is to women's sports in general. Another indication of how badly people want her is like Unrivaled, okay? Where I actually don't think she will be playing again this year on Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league. But the CEO of Unrivaled said that, they have offered her all kinds of money to join that league because they know what her name will bring to that league. And he said that he's not going to pressure her. She can come at any time, and they want to offer her a stake in the league as well as over $1 million in salary. Now, Caitlyn Clark has not jumped at it. She did not. She said straight out she wasn't playing last year, and she did not. She also said last year that she wouldn't rule out playing on Unrivaled in the future. But given her injury this year, I don't know that she will do it this year. But overall, the message here is quite clear. Caitlyn Clark is going to transform women's basketball, and she's going to do it whether or not the powers that be want her to, because she will drag that league out of obscurity and into the limelight and into legitimacy, regardless of who tries to get in her way. I firmly believe that. I don't think they defeat Caitlyn Clark. I think she wins the day at the end of the day. She's got a long and prosperous career in front of her. I think it's pretty clear that even though some of the big wigs in the WNBA like to downplay her immense effect on the sport, I think they do that so they don't hurt the feelings of the other players, or so that they don't hurt the feelings of the players who have come before her. But I think inside their heads, they have to know that none of this would be happening. This league wouldn't be where it is right now without Caitlyn Clark. Okay? And Sophie Cunningham said that as well. She basically said on her podcast that if you think that Caitlyn Clark isn't the face of the league, you're just effing dumb, is basically what she said. And she did not use the word effing either. And then she said, if you think the league would be where we are now without her, you're just effing stupid. So it's clear what Caitlyn Clark is. It's clear that Caitlyn Clark is the GOAT. And it is clear that Caitlyn Clark is going to have a good, long career in the WNBA. You will not break Caitlyn Clark. That will not happen. People can worry about her and angst over her. And, you know, Caitlin Clark is resilient. She knows what she wants. And when she knows what she wants, she's going to go after it. She did it in college. She will do it in the pros. Okay. She will find her way here. So that's what we got for tonight. I will be back tomorrow. Not sure what I'm going to cover tomorrow, but there's a list here, and I will get to it. And remember that the next game is Friday night, and it's a key game. Every single game now is a playoff game for the Fever. And I'm going to try to figure out where Clark is at with her practicing, and if she's been into practice yet with the team. We shall see where that goes. No doubt they will be practicing tomorrow. I'll see what I can find out. We'll talk about it tomorrow. You guys have a great night.